Hi guys! This is the only place I can stand in the greenhouse out. The sun is so bright I would be absolutely blinded, so I'm in the shade. I hope you can see me okay. I've made two massive mistakes. I've tried to rectify that problem. I've come up with plans for what I want to do with the greenhouse next year. I've planted some seeds. But first of all, it was the International Air Show this week and this happened. Just stay away, Echo, the now. Oh no, come on, Perrier, bugger off. Woo! That was amazing, it was just amazing. I almost got flattened by the horses after, but hey ho. The house is upside down at the moment, there's just plants everywhere. I haven't got enough room to do what I want to do. Every time I try to water something I end up knocking a lettuce with the hose. And that is because I had an infestation of greenfly. Not just a little bit of greenfly, I'm talking thousands of wee buggers. And it's taken me probably a week to get on top of it, to stop them just going everywhere. The windows are right next to the lettuces. So the greenfly is coming along, straight onto the lettuce. And I didn't notice, to be honest, if I had caught it maybe in the first couple of days, I could have got on top of it, but I didn't notice for about a week. I was just letting them get on with it because they were sitting in the reservoirs of water. And I finally came over and seen them, and oh boy, little buggers had got right inside the iceberg are beginning to start folding up. And these greenfly were right inside the folds. Thousands of them, thousands. So I had to soapy water everything, absolutely everything, try and unfurl the leaves as much as I could. Soaped them, just say Monday, Tuesday they all got a bath to clear them and get all the greenfly off them. Wednesday they got another soapy water. So it took 3 to 4 days to absolutely eradicate them off. And I can still see white, I'm presuming it's white husks and not white fly. What do you call them? Casts. I'm presuming it's white casts that I'm looking at and not white fly. So they're obviously still here, but not to the point where I'm looking at this lettuce and going, oh dear Lord, that's disgusting. Yeah, they seem to be okay. So that was mistake number one, letting the greenfly take over the lettuce. Mistake number two was I've got some Brussels sprouts grown outside in containers, and that's a mistake as well. But no, okay, so mistake number three is I've been picking caterpillars off the... Okay, could actually go mistake number four because I didn't cover up the Brussels sprouts from butterflies. Anyway, mistake number 25. I was out picking caterpillars off the Brussels sprouts and I put them in a peat pot. And once I'm done with it, I take it to the other side of the farm down the field and I chuck it. So the caterpillars go off somewhere else and the peat pot will just disintegrate. And I came into the greenhouse, I had all the lettuces on the table at the time and I popped my pot with the caterpillars down beside it and then I walked off and completely forgot about it. So I had about 8 or 9 caterpillars and they all wiggled out and probably onto the lettuce. So wasn't that just fantastic? So I gave them, when I was washing the lettuce, couldn't find the caterpillars, so I don't actually know where they are, but they're in here somewhere. I had another chop back of my tomatoes, a proper chop back to try and get them to go red. And I have one, and I mean it, one red one. It looks beautiful. I really didn't want to pick them until they were red. I really wanted to pick red tomatoes, but I don't think I'm getting that option this year. I'll have to pick that. I'll pick the shiniest ones that are green and maybe just put them in the kitchen with a banana and see if I can get them to ripen up. I'm quite disappointed about that. And then The ones up the top that are just, you know, like a centimetre in diameter, I don't think they're going to come to anything. It's too late in the season now. It's turned so cold. Saying that it's cooking in here already. But it's just too cold. The nights, I really don't think anything will come. I'll just keep feeding them and we'll see what happens. This is one of the tubs that I use as a reservoir to put the plants in, and all it is a cat litter tray. If you try to buy something like that, equivalent size and depth from the garden centre for instance, you're looking at £7 or £8, whereas cat litter tray, £1.99, and it's just as sturdy. Just wanted to get the lettuce away from the window where they won't be the prime target every time something comes flying in the window. I also wanted to talk about my sweet potato. So this is my beautiful sweet potato. Such pretty vines. I knew nothing about planting sweet potato. I just thought you put them in the ground like every other type of potato. But apparently when you put the potato in the ground, it then grows that, it grows this. And they call them slips. And then that's what you plant in the ground. Just cut it off the potato and you plant the slip. So I've got a big bucket of earth here with 2 sweet potatoes. I don't want to dig it up yet. Apparently when the first frost comes it'll just knock it right out. It doesn't cost me anything to just keep it watered. I will either have a miraculous harvest where all these beautiful red sweet potatoes fall out, or we're just going to excavate the 2 potatoes that I put in there 5 months ago. So I've been planting some seeds. I've popped 12 purple top Milan turnips from Mr. Fothergill's. I put in 6 cabbages, red drumhead cabbages. And in this one I have put in gourmet loose leaf. That's the purple and green mixed variety. I had already sown some winter salad, a loose leaf lettuce, an all year round variety, and the one next to it is wild rocket, all year round wild rocket. So hopefully they'll do good and come up over the next wee while. Certainly the lettuce came up within 3 days, which I found was amazing. I was really pleased with that. So definitely next year I am not going to plant any pumpkin or courgette in the greenhouse. They can all go outside. I had no idea how big they sprawled or how much energy and how much nutrients and water and ground they actually needed to consume. I mean, it does work. I've had 3-4 courgettes now from the container, but it's just so voluminous. It's just too big and space is a premium. So plan them out next year. Definitely going to make some sort of insect barrier around the windows for next year so I can open the windows and then shut that. So definitely next year I'm going to put some sort of barrier over the windows. So I'll just use like batten type material, tile batten, just make a wee frame, staple some insect mesh onto it, put a couple of hinges on it so that I can just open it, open the window and then shut my insect hatch, mesh, whatever. Probably stick a bit of, I don't know, Velcro on it or a wee cabin hook just to keep it tight, secure. So yeah, and it would be good because it would mean I could leave the windows open overnight if it was going to be really humid. Everything's a bit combobulated at the moment. I'm still not happy with how it is. Everything will change every single year with different plants that I'm going to bring in. I'd love to grow vines and grapes and squashes and grapefruits and everything. Anything I can pack in here is going to get packed in here next year. I am quite excited about the whole thing. The beans are doing well. The lovely beans. Look at the size of them now. That's a week. So when I showed you last week, I think it was either the depth of 2 fingers or maybe 2.5. He's long now. He's really long. I've got one really big ear right here. Now, I don't think it's quite ready yet. I've watched so many videos about when they're going to be ready. And I believe you can have a little peel back at the very top and see if those kernels are ready to pop. I don't think it's quite ready yet. It still feels a bit squishy and I don't feel any kernels and it still feels pointy. So I'm going to leave it maybe another 4 days, and I think I might try and peel back and just see what's going on. So the pumpkin down here is doing brilliant. I absolutely love him to bits. He's had a couple of flowers, they've just been male flowers though. I've not had any female ones, but he's broken out the box. Because again, I had no idea how big a pumpkin would go. So I'm presuming he's going to start rooting himself to the ground here. I'm presuming. And the same on the other side. He's just taken off. So that's the end of cutting the grass in this area. I'll just need to let the pumpkin take over. I chopped back the courgette last week or the week before, I can't remember. And he's came back twice as strong. Extra females. Extra girly flowers. Boy flowers. But there are so many courgettes on it. So many. I don't expect them all to make it. That's another. My goodness. Look at all them. There's some there. And I'm sure there's some round the back as well. There's a big one there. Yeah, I'm just letting them go on with it. They're just an experiment to see if the buckets would keep the slugs out. And to be honest, they have. I haven't seen any slugs, but the caterpillars have been in. The aerial defence failed. Things next year, I'm definitely going to build a box frame with insect mesh on it to keep them all out, or just throw some of the builder's mesh over it. Anything. I don't want to have to keep losing things to insects and bugs. I'm going to try harder next year. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Well, thanks very much for watching me again this week. I love making these videos and I really hope you love watching them too. I'm going to do another video on making carrot soup, and I'll be using the carrots that I made. No, I didn't make them. I'll be using the carrots that I harvested about a fortnight ago. So that's one to look out for if you're interested in cooking. So take care everybody. See you next week hopefully. Bye! I do